Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Jordan here, your fellow client advisor from Pocatello Nissan Kia, back with the weekly video. Wanted to get in touch with you guys today, talk to you a little bit about leasing. One of the more common questions I have or that I get asked is, Kevin, what about leasing? What is a lease? Well, leasing is a great way to be driving a new vehicle. In fact, I think it's the smartest way for you to be making payments on a vehicle, and I'm going to touch on a few points. Why is leasing so beneficial, and why can it be more beneficial to you than making an actual purchase? Well, one, leasing actually makes you to have a lower payment, okay? So leasing typically gives you a little bit of a lower payment, more flexibility in that regard. Second of all, a lease, you already have gap insurance protecting you within that lease coverage. And then third of all, the best part about a lease, guys, after you're done with the lease, you can trade it back in and you're always driving something new. So one of the rebuttals that I get, and it's the main rebuttal that I get all the time, is, Kevin, I don't want a lease, man. That means I never own my vehicle. I like to own my stuff. I'm with you. I completely agree with you. However, let me ask you this. How many of you actually see your loan through fruition? How many of you actually make all 72 payments? 72 months, that's the standard term nowadays. Not very many. Statistics show most people trade in within 3 to 5 years of purchasing a vehicle anyway. If you fall into that category, you might want to consider a lease, because guess who owns your vehicle as you're making those payments? And until you make that last payment, you don't own it. The bank does. What were to happen if you stopped making those payments? The bank would repossess the vehicle, right? So it's the same concept here, guys. You just have a little bit lower of a payment. You're able to drive something new. One of the great things about leasing too is if you wanted to buy that vehicle at the end of your lease term, you actually know what that vehicle is going to be worth at the time of signing the contract, okay? It's called a residual value. They will give that to you, and I can disclose it to you and let you know exactly, hey, this is what your vehicle is going to be worth. This is what you can pay for it at the end of the term, okay? So another reason most people don't lease is about the mileage restriction. Well, I don't want to be restricted on miles. I drive quite a bit, I don't want a 12,000 mile lease, because what if I go to 15? What if I drive 20,000 miles? Guess what? If you plan on owning your vehicle anyway, and you're going to go over the mileage, then it doesn't matter, because the mileage only comes into effect if you're actually going to be taking the lease back and you're not getting anything else, right? So if you're actually buying the lease out at the end of term, you're going to be able to put, it doesn't matter if you put 100,000 miles on that vehicle during those 36 months, because you're going to be able to buy it out for that residual value. It's a contractually binding residual value, okay? So if you wanted to buy the vehicle out, you wanted to own it until the wheels fall off, you're still able to do that and just refinance it at the end of the lease term. That way you're able to keep your low payment or even lower your payment potentially. Or if you're like most people and you're going to trade it in anyway, might as well have a low payment for the first 3 years, and then you're able to drive something new every 3 years. That's it, guys. That's it for this weekly video. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Like this video, share it with your friends, and let me know what you think you'd like to see for my next video. Have a great evening, guys.